When last we left the party,
Successful!
Abilene had finally changed her password.
Oh, this is the successful version of this.
Yes,
Okay.
this is we load stated until she finally reloaded her password. So it's been a little bit. So the last thing that happened was you guys had parked Garland's Citadel in the Great Forest northwest of the Glindenwood region, and you and I'm kind of waiting for you guys to do stuff. So I will go silent.
So I actually had a question about the fortress.
Really? Why didn't you tell me what that question was?
Well, I was wondering if the anti-magic part of it radiated very far out from it.
Ah, of course. Now the answer to the... Okay, just to explain the joke a little bit, guys, we actually had started recording. We've already said all this, and then we had
And then my kiddo, who's taking a bath, decided that she was going to run into our room, which is right through that door right there.
So, yeah, we
so
just decided
we had-
to restart.
Yes.
Get rid of it. Okay, so to answer the question again, we'll say about a mile out is when you start noticing
that's
magic.
actually really
again.
far.
Yes, it is quite a distance.
It's a freaking large amount of aetherite.
Yes, it is. Are probably more aetherite than exists in the planet.
Because otherwise your planet wouldn't function.
All
I
right.
got it. That's why Earth doesn't have magic.
Makes sense. There's too much aetherite in the planet Earth.
Clearly.
Yes.
Secretly, aetherite is actually iron.
And iron.
Magnetic fields disrupt magic fields.
Oh god, Magneto's gonna be screwed. The moment he does anything, his magic goes away.
Magnets, how do they work? All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Yeah, had to do it. All right, so you have to. So yeah, it's about a mile out from where you are right now.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe we could park this somewhere closer to one of our actual bases, but it seems like that may not be the best idea, seeing as how we'd have to park it more than a mile before the ground starts. Regardless, we should probably signal somehow to the Dominion ships so we don't get blasted when they figure out that this thing is moving around. Assuming they'd want to know that we actually accomplished the mission anyway.
I love the idea of you literally going out and setting off a flare and just waiting for a response, like 300 miles from anything. Just come on, guys.
Well, we're going to have to actually do something somewhat similar to that because we have no radio communications.
Yeah. And you didn't come here on your own ship. Excuse me.
No.
How susceptible is aetherite to lava?
The
There's
lava.
a room full of lava.
I was going to say the lava is sitting in the aetherite without issue, so extremely heat resistant.
Okay. Are there any volcanoes active?
Active?
Or we could always just crash into, a mountain and make it active.
I don't think you would know of any active volcanoes. You can roll int if you want to see, but I'm going to make this a pretty high DC.
I do not get my 2d12 on that, correct? Or do I?
Yes, you do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
58.
So that's going to be 26.
26.
How did you manage to log into my Gmail without logging into my Gmail?
Very carefully.
He hacked it.
To the best of your knowledge, the only thing even approaching an active volcano is in Central. There's actually a mountain. There's the Far Reach mountain, or not the Far Reach. Excuse me. I can't think of the name. There's the mountain range up there, and that mountain range is supposed to have not active volcanoes, but I mean, there's still lava and magma burbling around there, as opposed to just being a completely dead mountain. I suppose also, technically, you could also say the Fire Temple is technically an active volcano, but obviously that's more magical than physical.
What about the other LaSalle that had the thing that attacked us?
That is extremely specific.
Yeah, I know.
There were lots of things that attacked us.
Well,
Attacked,
okay. There's
you guys, based off of the stories that you've told me.
So there's Visayan Lacelle, which is dominated by a single mountain at the center. There is Mary Lacelle, which has a plateau, which dominates the center. And then there's Aphis Lacelle, which is primarily underground. And you can't actually get to Airland Lacelle because the seal on that was not undone. And I would know, because if it was, then you would all be re-rolling on a different planet.
It was the LaSalle that Fear Seal was still with us.
Okay.
And I think Rory had tried to eat one of the fire
That was
plants.
Aphis. That was Aphis.
Okay. So we cannot get back to that one, right?
No, you can.
We can. Okay. So, because I seem to remember there was some kind of lava or something on that LaSalle. Am I incorrect in that?
Well, it's the Lacelle that was built out of the fire ley line that might be in the direction you're thinking of.
Okay.
And like I said, it's almost entirely underground, so there was lava, magma, whichever it is, down there, because they used a lot of geothermal power. Remember, they had no magic on that island, so they used pure technology to make them work.
I'm just thinking maybe we should park the Citadel over there.
And how would we get back?
Well, I have a way of getting myself back.
Well, that doesn't help anybody else.
No, you see, I'll drop you guys off. I
like that pause of the wait.
I can teleport. What's your problem?
Well, what's the stop?
No, as he started to say, well, I would just teleport us, and then was like,
I have means.
Oh yeah, you're not playing Zerial right now. Crap.
And I just imagine, Guido IRL being oh so used to, he'd run around with Zerial for what, a year? So
It's actually only been 2
it's
months.
only been a month. Huh?
It actually was only about 2 months. This entire campaign began in January. It is now June. Everything that's happened has happened in that period of time.
Well, it's still half a year.
It is quite a chunk, but it's funny to think
He's
about.
been running around with Zerial for X time period. That's a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's now with this other character.
Oh, right. I have to not tell her the truth. I am. Oh, yeah. By the way, actually, to maintain this, both of you should roll deception really quick.
Yeah, that's fair.
Me too?
Why would you roll
No, us
deception?
two. You know.
You
were
know.
probably the one that elbowed him to be like.
I can just picture Snarg as
Deception is what?
Bam!
Intelligence or wisdom?
charisma.
Charisma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does he get his bonuses?
Yep.
Damn. I'm probably not going to beat him.
Unless he rolls crap.
I
So,
got a 22.5.
Nice.
By the way, that's a 19 on my dice.
I rolled a 4 on my D20, and I got a 30.
Jesus
Yeah, see, you suck.
Christ.
So
Now,
I completely missed it.
now, to roleplay this properly, what happens is Guido, if this was a TV show, imagine the actor playing Guido lying badly, and then, the camera pans over to Abilene, who's like, oh, yeah, and just, you could see the shift in her face as she, oh, yeah, I believe you.
The
Look,
Jedi mind
Hindenburg.
trick.
So are you really going to go park this thing on the fire ice fields?
Well, I was
of
hoping we
Aphis
could park
Lacelle?
it somewhere that we could or better secure it. Because those people over there could just fly up there and just take it.
They could?
Yeah. They had flying machines.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They were working on space travel. They definitely had flying machines.
I don't know what that is.
Right.
I am
No, actually, that's not true. You do know what the moon is, and you know they were trying to get to it.
Sure. That just sounds a little silly.
It is insane, but
I mean, you think of all the food you need to get that far.
that's a good point. God, that's got to be a long trip, too.
Yeah.
Boring as hell getting up there.
Air's probably really thin. Like, I mean, it's really thin on the mountain, but up there, whew.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think we need to take it any place extremely exotic. You know, as long as we can get some people to secure it and watch over it so somebody doesn't actually jack it in the meantime. Not that it'd be really easy to do that, but the problem is just fighting. Actually, hang on a second. If the anti-magic radiates for like a mile out of it, how'd the airship get so close to it?
Well, it's funny you asked that. You don't know the answer.
They kind of went in over top of it and then dropped us off as they were coasting away.
Yeah, but not a... Well, I mean...
Not at a mile, I hope.
Not a mile up, but there are reasons that I have thought of why that worked.
Okay, so once again, which LaSalle can we not get to?
Air length. Which is the
Okay,
air
so that's not
LaSalle.
on the map. That's why.
Correct.
Okay.
It's literally not on the map.
Okay. That's why I was having difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we know about Visay and LaSalle?
That's a good question. Why don't... I know this is going to sound weird, but I want you to roll int to remember what you've heard from Rory and Hagaide, who are not exactly the best sources of information to begin with. No offense if either you're watching this, but those
Your
characters
characters.
are not exactly expert humans.
Yeah,
Expert at
intelligence?
What? Sorry, Guido?
So intelligence, you
Yeah.
said?
Int roll.
Okay.
Anybody can do that, by the way. Anybody can roll that.
Oh, okay.
So you should remember about the humans.
I don't remember. It's maybe an island.
You sure?
I don't know.
I
got a
think it's
4.
got some land. Oh my god.
If you're giving...
Sorry, go ahead.
if you're giving me my D12s, that's a 37.
Jesus Christ. That is
If you're not giving me my D12s, it's a 15.
Did we ever get my ankle healed?
I don't know what that is.
No, I can't heal it right now.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, your ankle is still injured.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, sis, I know it's probably not super relevant today, but you still need to level.
I'm working on it.
Just thought I'd
I
mention
don't know
it.
how many feats and stuff I have.
Well,
2.
Yeah, you have 2 feats, and
No, I gained 4 levels.
right, you get to choose. You get to choose 2 lancets, and you have 4 career points to distribute,
Oh, that's right. Career points. Yes.
Okay.
which can become 4 feats if you so wish. Right, Guido, you got to okay, so here's... Again, I'm going to kind of keep role-playing this for a bit to get the point across. I'm sure you've already picked it up, but for viewers and whatnot. So, you start... not you. You failed.
No, question.
What?
Ricochet shot. Attack not only treats the target as flanked, but maintains the target as flanked for 2 rounds after being hit by Ricochet. After being hit by Ricochet to all other attackers freelance. That sentence doesn't make sense to me.
So here's how this works. You hit someone with Ricochet, and they are flanked to you, which means you get your sneak attack damage, and you get a second roll to see... You get advantage rolls. That also means everyone else also gets advantage on the target for, I believe, 2 rounds. It's kind of like what
so
Snarg does.
So what you're saying is that after they're hit by Ricochet, they're considered flanked for all party members.
Correct.
Thank you. Because it sounded like the shot was ricocheting off to everyone else.
Yes, of course. That's such a useful ability.
Ow! Ow!
Wait. What?
You ricochet off the heads of all party members and it hits the enemy. Right?
Yes. And I actually thought about having an ability
I'm not
for...
looking at you guys. Are you being facetious?
Yeah, I thought about having an ability for a Fell Knight, where, like, you hit your allies, and for every ally you hit, you like, double, increase again by another factor, the damage you do to the enemy.
You can call the ability normal party dynamics.
Anyways. So, Guido,
So does it hit everybody or does it not hit everybody?
No, it does not hit everybody. It hits one guy. And also, you don't need line of sight. I don't know if it mentions that, but that should be obvious. You can hit someone who's over there with Ricochet shot. So Guido, you're like saying, what was your original roll? The D20.
The straight D20 is a 10.
Okay, so you're like, I know humans were there. I know there were a couple elves and dwarves, and Rory wouldn't shut up about some coastal village, and it's just escaping you. And then, just like a rush of knowledge just rushes in, and you're like, oh, right, Visayan Lascelles. No, so what do you want to know? Because I know a lot about Visayan Lascelles, but you got a 30, so...
So basically what I'm thinking is, A, would it be a safe place to temporarily house the Citadel? And if so, where would be the safe place?
Okay. So it's under the control of the Tumarok right now. End sentence. So you could totally send it there. I mean, they don't care about the magic field at all.
Okay.
I mean, to answer the second half of your question, there are plenty of places you could park it. I mean, the thing does hover, so you can just hover it somewhere. So I don't know if does it actually show it on the map? It doesn't really, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like very middle is primarily just one single mountain peak going up, right?
That's the peak? Okay.
Very artificial looking, but my point is there's like no civilization around that. Everyone stays off the mountain. So all the cities and whatnot are out here. So as long as you're in the middle, you're going to be well out of range of actually affecting anything. So if you just want to park over that. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah, what?
Rapid shot. Requiring only 1 damage and 1 hit to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that's only 1 damage roll?
1 dice roll and 1 damage roll.
Okay, so 1 to hit roll and 1 to damage roll.
And then you just multiply it.
Thank you. The way that sounded, the way you wrote that, you didn't say to roll on the damage, and you put a comma in between the two, so it sounded like requiring only 1 damage. So I have to hit it before I can hit it. And then I have to roll to hit. So, unfound.
Okay.
I'm good now.
So, I guess that's all been in your head, Guido, unless you're actually postulating the Tumarok to the party right now.
So, there's also the option of Visayan Lascelles. Instead of leaving the Citadel here in the forest, where it could cause havoc, we could always leave it over the mountains of Visayan Lascelles. It'd be safe.
I mean, we could. But I was just thinking, just like parking it near Fox Ridge or something. Like, why do we need to take it all the way over there?
Well, that way we wouldn't have to worry about people coming and trying to investigate it and getting hurt, getting caught in the traps.
Well, I guess ultimately, what are we planning on doing with it?
That is a good question.
Well, if it's not in the crater, then you know that researchers from the Order, researchers from the Dominion, researchers from
Everyone,
I wouldn't say the
in
11.
the entire world.
Yeah.
Really. Everyone, regardless.
Everyone is going to send researchers to try and get more information from this thing. And it's just, yes. You're raising your hand.
What?
Am I now capped at lancets I can get?
Yep. He's the last
Can I
one delivering
redo
it.
lancets later?
It depends on how much you sweet talk your GM.
Hate you.
By default, no.
How much would it require for me to get a second Mag Lancer?
Interesting question.
I have a thing that I want, but I don't want it until I have 2 Mag Lancers. So if I have to pick it now, I'm going to pick it now. But I don't have 2 Mag Lancers, so I need to know what I need to do to pick 2 Mag Lancers.
Well, You know how rare and expensive and valuable those are, so you have to spend time and effort in getting attached to the right people to get one custom made for you. Because there's no way to buy those. There's no vendor.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's my thought. If we leave it here, people are going to come to investigate it, and I don't think that they will be safe if they do, and if they get far enough in, who knows what trouble they could get up to. You're muted. You're still muted.
You remain muted.
So
There we
once
go,
we get to the Lacelle, we just hop off and heal up and then figure out what to do next.
We could just leave it here. Nobody can get on it.
I'm surprised you're not trying to argue, hey, it should totally go to, the Order hands or something.
No. We can't fly this thing over a city. It would completely disrupt the city and cause all sorts of massive problems.
That's true.
Drop it over Holberg if you want to take the war there quickly and get it done.
The war's over!
The war's over.
The war's been over. Now, Osteth is still technically an antagonist, so you could wipe out the Osteth with this.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Hey,
can go
Guido,
on
let's
the
go to
Osteth.
Osteth and
Sorry.
drop it on them. What do you think about that?
No, not drop it on them. Literally just take it and hover it over there.
Yeah, just hang out for a
their
bit.
back-
Ships falling from the sky onto buildings, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Osteth has a
God.
little fighter thing going on, so it'd be like a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, there would just be...
Well, let's not do that. As a matter of fact, if we go anyway, we're gonna have to go around.
I was going to say, you're going to have to cart this... You're going to have to beeline for the ocean.
No, we can
So-
just go up a mile.
Yeah, Lord, we're gonna. All right, so this is just me, but I'd rather go the direction which is not the Dyers.
Why don't we just leave it here? It's in the crater. Nobody really
No, it
comes
isn't.
to crater.
No.
Okay. It's just outside crater. So
It is
What?
accessible. Being
Take
outside crater, it is now accessible.
if we take it up off the ground, it's not accessible because flying requires magic. They can't bring airships near it.
We got here.
Yeah. Through some weird, freaking Ulthoi tech or something. All I'm saying is that if we put it in crater, the average folks won't come to it. Erlen, whatever the heck his name is,
My name is...
2.0.
Well, you actually haven't given me a name, but you can call me whatever you want, I suppose.
So 2.0 over here has informed us that all the traps have reset. So, theoretically, it should be fine.
Well, so if people are going to come and investigate it, then they're going to be encountering the traps, and it's going to be
Unlikely
deadly.
that they're going to make it through.
Right.
So,
So it's going to be,
it'll be perfectly safe here.
so you're okay with sending people to their death?
We wouldn't be sending anyone. As long as we inform all of our negligent, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. All of our people, relative associate groups, I'll go to the Order. You guys can go to the Dominion, who can make sure that the word goes out through their organizations, and nobody will come get on it from our organization. So anybody else that would be looking at it would probably be some sort of criminal organization. And honestly, if they're acting in criminal acts, then, they probably deserve what's coming.
I believe what I'm supposed to say at this point is hashtag not evil.
No, I'm playing Abilene right now.
So just every character in this campaign is now evil. Just all of you. Everything. Everyone.
I was trying to protect people.
No,
I'm the only one, apparently,
You were trying to take it over to a LaSalle where there's other people.
that couldn't get to it. Park it over the mountain that's surrounded by Tumarok.
In fairness,
Wait, what?
they might not know about that part because you're the only one who got that role.
Yeah, but I was just telling Zan, not
Oh, right.
Abilene.
Okay.
Well,
Did you miss the part, out of character, did you miss the part about all the LaSalles have been invaded? Except for the one that's sealed
Okay.
and being mined for their resources by people from the continent, from Dareth. So
It's cool.
It would be
It's cool.
it would be more difficult for people to get to the Citadel at the location that I was suggesting than it would be if we left it over the forest
Why
or
don't
even
we-
in Crater. So
why don't we fly it up a mile or so in the air? It's above normal airship space, and park it up above some of these clouds here in Crater. You said you had a way to get down, Guido, so you get down or get back from this other LaSalle thing. So you get down, go find our Olthoi friends and have them come pick us up. And then we'll just leave it up here where it's completely inaccessible. Yeah, we'll have to jump down off of it, but I trust those flying Olthoi to catch me.
mm,
I'm gonna wait here on the ground.
You don't like heights?
I don't.
I
trust
mean, I
the
know
Ulthuan
why
to
you don't
catch
like
me.
water. Now, you wouldn't be on the ship jumping. You would be going to go get them and bring them back. Snarg and I would be jumping.
Okay.
You guys have the best plans. Have I ever told you guys that?
well, regardless, why don't we at least start heading in a southerly direction? Not through civilization, but that leads to a variety of places we've talked about. So we can at least get on our way.
Okay.
So this
Although
big
it's
open
probably
space that's not in part of any of the nations, is that literally just a big open space?
You're
It
going
is.
to park it over where Z's trying to build her little thingy, aren't you?
I don't know where that is. So
I don't either,
know.
actually.
Yes, you do.
Well, where is
You're
it?
the one that gave it to me.
Where is it?
I mean, there's
It is just above the Dyers, south of the Stone Reach area.
So,
There is an
yes.
uninhabited area over there.
Yes.
If we happen to pass over it by sheer dumb luck over these hundreds and hundreds of miles,
I mean, yeah, this is a gargantuan area of almost... this is the closest thing to a frontier that still exists on this continent. Like, think the middle of Kansas, it's just fields of nothing for hundreds of miles. Well, hundreds, that's exaggeration. Dozens of
'cause-
miles.
so correct me if I'm wrong, but we can literally go down that way, go between Fort Ithiana and Collier without hitting civilization. And you go down through the inner sea and basically go down all the way to the south of the island, again without hitting.
There's a lot of shipping
I
stuff
I was about to point out, yeah. There's a whole
Well,
lot of
we
shipping
can-
on the inner sea.
We can go high, but I think the point is that there's not going to be a lot of airship traffic there over the inner sea, right? Unless you hit that Weiju and Urak area, but that's about it, right?
There's routes you can go where you're going to avoid most of the traffic, yes.
Okay, and that puts us at the bottom of the continent. And the Seine LaSalle is all the way to the right, but
You're probably going to have to go out to the ocean quite a bit because there's a huge amount of ship traffic on that southern coast. That's one of the major shipping trade lanes right there. In fact, I think Guido and I talked about that when we were talking about icier shipping because that was one of his options, was getting into the southern shipping lanes.
Yep.
and along that way we can probably flag down a Dominion ship because I imagine we'll be able to meet at least one, or at least get inside of one along that coast.
Hey, Dominion ship. Don't get closer. No, don't get closer. No!
Well, I imagine you're probably not going to charge straight at it. That would be pretty suicidal.
We got this!
and yeah, we can probably figure out what to do there, but that's going to take a little bit of time anyway. Or we could just sit down right here, go out for a little bit, heal up, so you don't run around on a broken leg anymore, and then get back in and go on. Alright, so I'll go ahead and connect to it so we can at least pilot this thing. It's going to have to move no matter what.
Awaiting instructions. Be
Straight to the moon. No.
It gets harder and harder to breathe all of a sudden.
No. And we'll start, going at a leisurely pace.
So, inner sea route?
Yeah.
Are you going up first?
Yeah, we're going to try and avoid, knocking airships out of the sky. And I'll ask you, Garland Bot, is there a way to actually detect if airships are approaching? Or
Unfortunately, for whatever reason, this facility does not include scanners, I'm afraid.
No.
I don't think
Probably
Garland
because
really
they
cared.
wouldn't work.
Okay. There's a lot of problems with that, but yeah.
Well, I guess he wasn't too concerned about running into airships, huh?
Probably
All right,
not.
so I got my Lancets, and then I get how many, other
4
things?
career points.
Which could be equal to either 4 levels or 4 points added to my...
You can either get each career point is either a feat or an added attribute stat.
All right, and I guess I'll park myself up at the top. Can you drive it while you're up at the top, or do you have to be in the control room?
You actually do have to be in the control room.
Oh. All right, well, maybe somebody else can park themselves up at the top and actually be some eyes for this so we don't run into anything unexpected.
That sounds hilarious.
What?
Well, okay. I know you don't have a mental map of Garland Citadel in your head, but like the control room's here, so over the lightning thing, over the lava, over this, over the other lightning thing, another tower. Okay, I'm up here. Oh, I see something. Hang on.
The idea is to tell Garland Bot, and then he relays it.
Oh, okay.
Because he
I'm
can
like,
actually
let
do
me
that.
get down there quick. Oh yeah.
I don't mean just literally just run up and say, "Hey, guess what? Yeah, we hit him 5 hours ago."
Okay. So yeah, who wants to take Garland Bot up there and be a scout? By the way, if you're like a mile in the air, that's going to be some pretty cold winds and
That's why we're not in...
and some thin air. And remember, there's lots of holes in this place too. Just
I'll do it.
Okay, so Guido, you head up. You get the little Garland Bot thing. What am I hearing? Oh, that's
Dog barking. Sorry.
right. Sorry. So you take the device, and you start heading up. And Garland Bot's just... And when you get about halfway up, he kind of leans over and he says, "Why do you care if you run into any ships?"
Who does?
He's asking Guido. I'm just curious. You don't seem like the type who would.
Oh, Garland's asking.
Yes.
We have just recently been able to achieve peace. The worst thing we could do right now is cause friction between the nations.
And that's his response. Just So you start taking the ship south. I do need to roll to see if you run around anything. Everyone, of course, there's no rolls for this, but you are all very uncomfortable. It is quite cold and quite difficult to breathe at this height. Luckily, you don't run into anything or over anything.
You need a constitution or fortitude or anything?
No.
Okay.
You're up there and you're fine. You're comfy.
Speaking of which... oh, never mind, because I was going to ask if I was tired, but I just slept recently, so...
Yeah. So you're definitely not tired at this point.
Yep.
Anyway, so it takes you however long. You know, it's not a huge trip because you're going at... Well, what speed are you going at? Because this would actually be like a 2.5-week journey if you're going at typical airship speeds.
Well, I forget what the scale we figured out was last time, but essentially I don't want to go do it too fast where, you know,
Guido goes, "Woo!"
we're not going to see that. And we're not going to be able to avoid anything before we hit it or see it.
So, let's say that fast. So that's going to take you... That's still going to be about a 4-day trip if you're going at that speed. And even at that speed, Guido's going to be basically braced up against one of the walls up there, constantly being pushed back against it. Because you're basically going at full-on airplane, like commercial airplane speed at that point.
Okay.
I'm sitting on my magma golem.
What is
I
it
made
you
myself-
wish, my master?
He has his arms around me, and I'm just kind of sat back in my magma golem.
I thought there was no inertia inside.
You are outside.
I know, but Abilene isn't.
Yes, she's fine.
Right.
I'm staying warm because he said we're high up and
warm.
it's cold.
Okay, I thought you were concerned about being buffeted. Okay.
So no, you're like... "Ugh." I mean, the funny thing is you're comfortable, like I already told you, but you're just... It's going to take a strength check to even get up from this thing.
Well, I imagine we're not going 24/7 because otherwise
Why
we'll be
not?
awake that time. We also have a
We
chance to do
don't,
some
we don't go
R&R.
until he gets tired.
That's true. That's actually a good idea.
Well, I don't know about you, but Snarg will get tired because he's got to fly the thing. You know, and as you know, for flying, there's a mandated rest period of 10 hours, and no more than 2 flights a day.
Really?
So strength check is 32.
God damn. Okay, so you get up, and what are you doing?
I'm going to ask Gerlin to ask Snarg to speed us up a notch.
So, there's a pause, and then you hear a voice basically coming from the controls, Snarg. It sounds like Gerlin's voice. He says, the Lugian requests increased speed.
Ask him if he's sure.
Pause. Yes.
All right.
Tick, 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 tick. All right. So, you start going even faster. We'll say double the speed you were going. So you're approaching, like, hitting the sound barrier at this point.
Gee, a girl comes in a little
Guido, you technically should be blacking out just from G-forces, but you're fine.
He doesn't know that he should be blacking out from G.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
He's
saying
only
that
ever drove a train before.
for perspective of people who understand what G's are. Whoops.
Ooh, that's a 19 on the...
Oh, jeez. This is going to be
So, is this a constitution or strength?
good. What are you trying to do?
I was... You said I didn't need to roll, but I was rolling just to...
The Constitution, then.
Okay. $34.
You are just you're relaxed, honestly. And it's actually kind of a weird dichotomy because you feel relaxed and fine until you try to move, and it slowly occurs to you that if you shift too much in any given direction, the angular nature of the citadel might slide you off of it before you have a chance to react.
I'm just putting my arms out.
I'm
Doing the
flying,
airplane thing.
Jack.
Yeah.
I'm flying. Okay. So, are any of you doing anything over the next 2 days now, we'll say, as you're heading down there?
Doing a little R&R. I guess I'll check out some of the rooms that we really haven't a whole lot.
They have all sorts of interesting things that I don't have for you right now. They're so interesting. Now, what you do actually find, I'll advance the date here. What you do find is that pretty much all of this was clearly and demonstrably set up for the sole purpose of Furnasil using this, and yet there's like no effort made towards comfort or decent. There's no beds, there's no chairs anywhere. You've seen Deep Space Nine, right?
Yes.
Think Jem'Hadar ships. There's no creature comforts at all. This is purely pure warship, not designed to be used long term.
Okay. No, ask Gerlin Bot about that. Like this
What?
doesn't seem like a place that someone would especially want to be in.
Why would that have anything to do with anything?
Well, there's some basic comforts and necessities that you need normally when you're staying somewhere.
Like what?
Like an actual pillow for the bed, or maybe some
What's
stuff
a
to keep
bed?
you entertained. He didn't program you with knowledge about what a bed was.
Well, there's also no beds here. On top of
That too. Well, no, there was. He made some for us.
Yeah,
You
what was it
lie!
that we woke up on?
Oh, that's right. He did actually make some beds for you. I forgot about that.
It was like a barracks, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a very raw. It was like a metal. In fact, I believe I described it as like metal slabs, and that was it. So you're like, oh, right, the resting thing that you. If you had just been Furnasil, you wouldn't need to sleep.
I'm pretty sure she slept.
Not if she had gotten to this point.
Okay. Does she just suddenly not need to sleep? Like, does that helmet do it? That thing that we pulled out? Like, no sleep helmet?
No, although that's not a bad idea. Maybe you should have the no sleep items woven. I think that would be a good idea.
No, we did actually pick up one of those, and it had very serious side effects.
No, it'll be great.
I have one of those.
Actually, speaking
Oh, that's
of
actually
stuff,
a good idea. Hold on.
What?
we have materia.
I'm
never-
going to
That's
put
true.
Stuff with.
on my. I'm going to activate my thingy. I have a thingy. I'm going to activate my stasis band bracelet.
I don't remember what that does exactly.
I now no longer have to anything.
Oh yeah, isn't there a detriment to that? I remember there being a detriment to that.
Nope.
You die.
Do not need to sleep, eat, drink, or defecate while in stealth. So I'm going to stealth.
Oh, while in stealth, that was the detriment.
Yes.
So you're gonna find a corner to hide in,
So
get
that I
in
can
there,
breathe.
and then you will start to cramp up after the first few hours. But that's okay.
No, I don't have to do anything, so I won't cramp.
Sigh.
It's stasis. That's the point of stasis.
Okay. So you
But
have
said
lost
it's hard to breathe
Abilene.
up here, so
You have lost Abilene.
you haven't lost me.
Yes, they have. You have to be in stealth. They don't even know where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
so you
maybe.
don't know where I am, but
Probably fine.
yeah, exactly.
The lava room door was open. It's probably fine. By
No,
the way, is there anything
so
on the other
here's-
side of the
Here's
lava?
how I'm picturing. Here's how I'm picturing that, Magus. I'm sitting there, and the next thing they do, they look over, and my magma golem is just sitting there with his arms crossed, and Abilene's gone. I'm still there.
Yeah. Well, now roll awareness. Let's see if you stay in stealth. No, I'm not going to do that. On the other, so you decide to go explore the lava room. It's quite warm in there.
I bet it is.
It's actually kind of weird. You're starting to feel ill. Roll Constitution to avoid getting sick.
Oh, okay.
You-
Does endurance apply to this one?
No.
No. Okay. So that is a 13.
Okay. So you start to feel the sniffles coming on.
The sniffles.
Yes.
Well, all I'm trying to figure out is, like, look in the lava room. Is there, like, anything on the other side, or is it literally just a room of lava and a pool?
I'm trying to remember if I put anything in there. There's that. There's no loot in there, I can tell you that right now. All the loot was on the final floor. Second to final floor.
Sure. I mean, I just want to make sure, because, a room full of lava begs to be checked out.
Oh, that's right. So how are you investigating the lava room?
Probably with my eyes. No.
It looks like lava.
He's just gonna dive right in.
I mean, you can. It's cool. I'll look up the damage for lava right now. Hang on. D&D.
Oh, actually, interesting thing about that. I actually can do that.
That's true, you can.
I can do that now.
So apparently, wow, lava does 18 D10 damage every round.
Yeah, I'm not jumping in lava. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't do that.
Come on! It's cool.
But okay, if it's just, all right, nothing in here. We'll just leave.
But that's if you're submerged, right?
Well, okay. So if you're near it, it does 2d6 per round. If you are partially submerged, it does 20d6. If you are fully submerged, it does 18d10.
So how does that work with light step?
Because
it says I can walk on lava.
Yes, you literally... Okay, picture WoW levitate.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Anyway, just was curious how that worked out. Anyway, so no, he's looks around for a second. He's like, no, this place sucks. He just made a room full of sickening lava.
There's lots of lava.
Why am I not surprised? Actually, this isn't like the water elemental room where he has like fire elementals in this stuff, is it?
Roll elemental. Elemental affinity.
All right. Come on, Watson. Yeah. 16.
16 is decent enough. You are almost positive that some kind of elemental something is going on in this room. And I don't just mean the obvious fact that it's lava. I mean elemental energy.
Okay. So this may be another part of the engine. Who knows? All right. We're going to leave this alone.
Okay.
This last time we started messing with working parts, this thing started falling.
Now, funnily enough, there is something in that lava. That's all I'm going to say. That's why it took me a moment to remember, because I put it there like, yeah, they'll never get to that, so I'll just put that there.
Yeah, we'll put that on the back burner, so to speak, and investigate that later.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else you guys want to check out over the next 2 days while you're traveling south at near sonic speeds?
Well, I mean, if we don't see anybody to actually find out, I guess we're just traveling. I can't do a whole lot. I can't practice anything because everything's blocked.
We can't even regain. Like, I'm sitting here with no lancets and a broken ankle.
Yeah, I'm assuming our HP will regain, but the magic stuff will not.
Yeah, in fact, actually, at this point, technically your MP has been slowly draining to 0. It just hasn't been relevant. I bring it up now because when you leave, your MP will be drained.
What about my lancets?
Your lancets will also be drained.
What about Gaia?
Gaia will also be drained.
Darn. All right. Okay, so I guess if nobody else is doing anything...
Ooh, wait a minute.
You're sitting outside.
Right.
But he has an idea.
Yes. 2 days.
Yep.
So that means my lay on hands would have reset twice.
That's true. Although I
But
still
you
shouldn't
can't
let you
get
have
to
that.
me.
But, yes.
If we're not traveling at sonic speeds 24/7, then I could.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come in and fix my ankle?
Or you could come up top.
No, I can't. My sticky hands don't work here.
No, there is a normal route up. It's just you have to go up some stairs, across some lava, and then up some more stairs, and then across an energy lightning water elemental death river, and then across a plane, and then up some more stairs.
Nope.
So that's all you gotta do.
He can come inside.
Okay.
Well, I'm not making that trip more than once.
Then it can wait.
Okay.
I'm in stasis.
It's just, yeah, it stopped hurting the moment you put on stasis. It's like, ah. You're really bored, though.
In some of the non-paladin downtime, anyone want to spar? I guess, what else are you going to do?
Well, you do have a magma golem who says, I will spar with you, master. Crack! Crack!
I don't think you have the ability to do anything below lethal damage.
Bam! Master, why have you stopped moving? Should I stop punching you, master?
You didn't hear the safe word.
I will heal your wounds by searing them shut, master.
Oh, cauterization, great.
Guys,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm feeling as a GM here. You guys are making having a floating citadel sound boring.
I think it's boring.
Well, it just needs some decor. You know?
It is kind of bare right now. Okay, you get there. So,
All right.
it is now the 29th. You are at the Southern Land Bridge.
All right.
As you're on approach, Guido, you roll wisdom. I hope you fail.
He's got 2d12.
I know, but I really hope he fails.
Wow.
Okay.
What an attitude. You know, somebody was like, can you provide your best dungeon mastering tips? Number one, I hope you fail.
I hope you fail. Remember, it's GM versus the player.
So it's a 15 on the D20, so that makes it a 29.
Okay. So, you're on the lookout, obviously. So you're looking around. Nothing, right? You kind of go back to whatever. You look around for a bit. Nothing. Okay, you go back to it. And then, after you have stopped looking around, you suddenly have basically the image of a fleet of very small airships enter your mind that you are getting fairly close to. You're within visual range of.
Okay.
And then upon that knowledge being granted unto you by the chaos that is now running through your brain, you may choose to actually go out and physically look.
I'm going
get more
to
details.
first tell Gerlin to tell Snarg. Take us up higher altitude, slow us down. We're approaching a fleet.
Oh, all right. You got it.
Yeah. So you slow down from supersonic, which is good because you would have been over those guys very quickly otherwise. And the air gets even thinner. Abilene, you're really bored. You don't even notice any of this happening. You're just like, whatever. Guido, you're fine.
Just because I'm in stasis doesn't mean that I'm not.
Very
'Cause
bored.
the whole point of being in stasis is so that I can sniper shot people.
This is true, which is very boring.
Yes.
So, Guido, you're fine. Abilene, you're fine. Snarg, give me a constitution roll.
All right.
Yours at home. This is why I went into stasis earlier.
Pretty good. 25.
That is pretty good. Okay, so this is getting bad. I mean, it's getting really hard to breathe. And, shortness. You ever been in real life to the top of a mountain kind of a thing?
Way up to the top of a mountain, no.
I have been, personally, I've been very high up in the Rockies, which is already kind of high up, and it's just, you're having issues. But, you manage it. You manage to get some air in your lungs, and you're trying to fight through the cold. Your fingers are it's getting hard to, move your digits, because it is getting damned cold.
Guido, we can't stay up here for too much longer. It's cold.
Also, Guido, it is currently snowing on you. You're just now noticing it, though.
Okay.
You actually, you're like, yeah, exactly. You notice the ships, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you look over and see your shoulders just having, like, an inch of snow that's just built up on them. It's like, oh, okay.
Can I make out any details of the fleet?
Give me another wisdom roll, because they're still kind of in a weird position. You can get a better vantage point, so the DC is going to be lower here.
26 wisdom, so 28.
So, you clearly and definitively recognize those as Osteth ships. You know the design.
Okay.
The majority of them are small, as I described earlier. Again, typical Ostethian design. But you do recognize one of them. It's the Bahamut.
Oh, balls.
The carrier.
Okay.
What do you tell Guido or Snarg? If anything.
So, what are the ships doing at this point?
Roll int without. Well, no. Go ahead and allow the chaos die, the shadow die.
Okay.
This is effectively a knowledge military tactics roll.
36.
36. What was it before?
Without the chaos die,
Yeah.
that would have been a 16.
Okay, so you're looking down and you're like, I mean, that seems kind of familiar. I don't know. And then the knowledge floods into your brain. Oh, obviously, of course. What they're doing is they're doing prep drills and maneuverings, which is something you do in preparation for a fleet moving in for a battle.
Okay. Do I know of anything in the area that the Osteth would be concerned about? Or...
No.
Okay.
Just flat no. There's nothing here.
Okay.
If anything, that's probably why they're here. There's nothing here. Except for an entrance to the Dyers, which nobody wants to go there.
Okay. Current course and speed, can we avoid the fleet?
Oh, yeah. Assuming they don't do anything about it.
Okay.
And you can speed up, of course.
Okay. How close are we to our destination?
What's your destination?
I don't know. Third, what's our destination?
Well, I was assuming we would be heading east after we get far enough off of the land to not disrupt trade. Our first
So we're heading to
destination
the
is
coast.
that. Yes.
All right. So how far are we from the coast?
I'd say about 100 miles.
Okay. So I will relay through Garland. Take us back to speed. Keep us at altitude. We need to make another 100 miles before we drop in altitude.
All right.
Now, who would like to roll a d20 for me? Just a d20, no variables.
I'll do it. That roll was a 5.
Ooh. Okay. So you go up and you zoom. Time passes. Nothing of import whatsoever happens.
All right.
And you are now out over the endless ocean.
All right.
It's not literally
Can we-
endless, but you are.
Drop down now. Are they
Say-
gone?
You get to the point where it's just ocean in all directions. Speaking of which, I'm going to need another Constitution roll because of the time that's passed.
Yeah, all right. 20.
Ugh.
So if I can interrupt really quick, I was going to say at this point, I would go back inside the doorway
Okay.
and tell Snarg to take us up another speed.
Okay. So, Guido does that, goes inside, stops doing lookout, and, yeah, take us up speed so we can get there quicker so you don't pass out.
All right.
Do you comply, or do you choose to pass out? I know it's a tough choice.
Maybe the first one.
Okay. You pass out anyways.
Oh.
At speed.
Yes! So you just...
We're Freld.
You start escaping orbit, because you're no longer... and you die. Okay, so,
Reroll. Got
Yes,
it.
reroll again.
I roll a 10. What do I got?
You are... Oh, hang on. Let me pull up that random... No, I'm not going to pull it up. Okay, so... you are now out over the ocean. Unless there's anything you guys can think of, you can just head to Visayan
How
now.
did we get to the ocean?
Very carefully.
Well, I probably need a little bit to defrost.
You are actually doing really badly right now.
Yeah.
All
right.
sincerity.
Lower the, now that we're actually out here and not over any civilization, lower this down because We need to get warmer.
How far are you going down? Like back to hovering over the water level?
Yeah, but off
Please
the water.
don't go that far.
Come on!
You get warm.
Come on!
Yeah, but we don't need to go into the water or
We're
directly
not going
over
into the water.
We need to stay out of arm's reach of the water. Wait, Zariel's not here, so I don't know that.
Nope. You should probably be like, yeah, let's roll to resist going for a swim, Abilene.
I rolled a 7.
So you really, I mean, you haven't gone swimming in a long time.
Yes, jump into the icy cold water.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. By the way, it is still snowing out here over the ocean.
Get your polar
that's a
bear
good
badge.
point. So you go down. This is actually funny. Is anyone poking their heads out? You know, so now that you're down over the water and there's nothing around.
No. Now that we're down over the water, I'm going to explore the Citadel because I've been in stasis this whole time.
And really bored. What, Guido?
Yep.
I saw you going.
Yeah, so I come back out from the doorway.
Okay.
And basically, now that we are stationary-ish, I can actually walk around the top.
And actually get a good look at everything?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm not even going to make you roll then. Because you're actually doing it. There's a ship, like, right there. Not that far from you.
Nautical?
Nautical, excuse me. A boat. There's a boat right there. It's a sailing vessel, so no worries on that account, although you've probably disrupted whatever was magical on board it by now. I believe we've talked about this before, but how much does Guido know about sailing? Because I don't remember right now. I know we've had this conversation.
Yeah, he has some knowledge of sailing. Most of it is theoretical, because most of his knowledge was either railroad or airship based.
Okay. Well, we'll say you know enough to know that something's just off about it. And, because you see them, and they've got sails going full blast. They've got all, I can't actually think of the term, when they've got all three mainstays up, or whatever.
They're at full sail.
Yeah, they're at full sail. They're also not moving that much. It's also pretty windy out.
Mm-hmm. I really wish I had a lens.
Over here.
Well, I'm assuming Garland is nearby.
That's a good question. Are you still keeping him with you?
Unless he was needed elsewhere, I was assuming that since I was keeping watch, he was going to be up there with me.
Okay. So, yeah, he's with you then.
Okay.
He doesn't talk much unless directly prompted, by the way. He does watch everything everyone's doing, though.
I'm going to ask him if he has, if he can see any details of the ship.
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe what's going on deck?
Well, there's a bunch of people running around all panicked. A couple people have shot harpoons at us. They haven't reached us.
They're panicked at us, not something else.
Apparently.
Okay.
Although, no, I don't. And he just kind of shrugs.
Okay. And there's no indication of any other danger to the ship?
I mean, it doesn't seem to be moving much.
It's not, the ship isn't grounded, is it? Beached, as it were.
So he kind of looks at you blankly until you use the term beached, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yes. I don't know. I can't see into the ocean, but they are definitely not moving."
That's weird. I can take a look at it. I have my owl helm.
That's true.
Yeah, and how long is it going to take for
An
people
injured person to slowly go all the way up to the thing I've described like 5 times now.
You
Yeah.
could just carry me up there. I'm not that heavy.
That's true, but that would still be a bit of a trip.
Ask Snarg and Abilene to come up top.
Okay. So,
Ugh.
so Gerlin
That's right.
says, the Lusian requests you topside. Not that I know what
Ugh.
that word means.
I'll throw a heavy blanket over myself and start making my way up.
You sneeze.
At you.
Like a getting sick sneeze, because you're
Oh.
fighting off something now.
At you.
Abilene, are you going with?
Well, did they request my presence as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Then, yes, I am going via my magma golem, who is.
I was
hard-
going to say, how are you traveling, but... Okay, so the magma golem's like, alright, stomp, 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 stomp. He starts
I was-
walking into the lava. Stomp, stomp.
No, 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 no!
What? This is the
I
fastest
don't-
way.
Yes, I don't traverse lava well, unless you can keep me isolated from the rest of the lava.
So, you are enveloped by your magma golem. And you're actually kind of blinded right now because of the light and the heat in all directions. And you lose all sensory perception for a few minutes.
Am I taking damage?
No.
Okay.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
Cat in a car wash.
You can't hear me screaming in the
Yeah.
middle of the magma golem.
But-
no,
but
no, 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 no. No, you should have it reverberate up through because we're
Oh
in the
god,
magma
yeah,
golem,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, yeah,
so
there's
we
just
don't.
this-
You hear a muffled.
And then after a bit, the magma kind of opens up bubble-wise and then pushes you out. You're not actually all the way at the top, but you're like at the final staircase. The magma golem just starts carrying you up the staircase, not even aware. Stomp, 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 stomp. Snarg, you just saw a magma golem carry Abilene into lava.
No, you just saw a magma golem eat me, and,
And
then
then-
disappear into a wall of lava.
Still screaming, still screaming, still screaming. Okay, she's staying alive.
Wait! She stopped screaming.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she was taking a breath. Ah!
Okay. She's okay.
How did she breathe in? Never mind.
It made a pocket of air. I
But
was
yeah,
only in it
she
for
had like a
of
couple of minutes of air, just like you would if you had a bubble, air bubble.
All right.
So you guys get up there after a few minutes. What are you doing now that you're up top?
All right. Well, what was the emergency?
Yeah,
I'm
Snark,
gonna-
you get up there and
Abilene's fur is doing like this right now, just straight up.
in all directions.
In all directions, yeah.
everywhere.
She looks like a porcupine right now.
I'll give her some water.
So once she's in my presence, she is now affected by
Oh, that's
the
true.
aura of courage.
No, because that's a magic effect and
Oh.
it doesn't work on an
That's
aetherite
true.
thingy.
That's true.
Already encountered this before. No, you tried to do
It's-
this earlier in the ship.
Okay.
I
I
remember
thought it
you
was
when
one of
you
the
tried to calm
divine
one of us.
things.
Nope.
No, I remember that ruling now, unfortunately. So yeah,
All right.
sadly she
Well-
is still afraid.
Okay. Once I notice that she's still injured, I will use the lay on hands.
Yay!
I'm finally up here.
Bzz. You could have asked your golem to carry you up inside itself at any time. You take
I was in
5
stasis.
insanity
I
damage.
didn't think about that.
Okay, so there's a sailing vessel out there, not moving much. That's like I think the 5th time I've said that now.
Yes, and I'm assuming he wants us to look at it, so I will flip down my my hawk-eyed glasses, which double my attack range to 200 feet, and I can see distant objects as if looking through binoculars.
So you could see the crew down there. Now, obviously, they're flipped out about you. But, I mean, and duh, I don't think I need to explain that. But there also are quite a few crewmen and I can't think of the name of the rope people running around trying to basically get more sail going. Obviously, they are at full sail, but they're doing everything in their power to make sure every inch of fabric is being used right now, and every single
they're not moving.
And every single spare sheet they can get is going. And those sheets are out. The wind is obviously catching them. And now that you see it closely, you see the ship is moving, just lurchingly. All three of you spot a slow, undulating ripple that begins in the water just adjacent to the ship, the vessel, the boat. And it just kind of starts rippling out more and more as if something is just kind of folding the water up and down in on itself more and more until you see this slow ascent. There's no big dramatics. It's not just sploosh. Just you see like a little peak of something, and it takes you a few moments to realize that you're staring at a mast of another sailing type vessel, which is just slowly rising up from the water. And after a few more seconds, you realize that that mast is kind of moving a little bit. You're not 100% sure why or what, because none of you guys have binoculars.
I do.
I'm getting there.
Did we just meet Davy Jones?
So,
Pretty much. That's what it sounds like.
So, Abilene, the mast is made of people who are in a weird state of desiccation. Certain parts of their bodies are simply not there, as if they had been sandblasted off.
So, if either of you are looking away from the water ship
Whoops.
thing... Oops.
Go ahead. I just had it on shuffle.
Oh, so we just went to a really happy song?
Yeah!
Well,
Yeah, okay, continue.
Yeah, so if either of you are looking over at me, I will have a dawning look of horror coming across my face.
So as the unusual-looking vessel slowly rises more and more, you start to realize that it looks like someone has just shoved together debris from 50 other ships of different types, makes, sizes. Some it's wood, some's metal. All sorts of stuff just shoved together to make this thing. It doesn't even actually look like a ship in the traditional sense of the word. It looks like a chunk of trash, which is slowly rising up there.
That happens to have a mast.
That has a mast and the second pole, which I can't think of the name of right now. And is the main pole and the second pole.
So it's main mast, foremast, main mast, mizzen mast.
I think mizzen mast
it
is
has all
specifically
of
what
the
I was thinking of.
masts.
But yeah, it has those features as if it was a sailing vessel. It's just, if not for that, and the fact that it's on the ocean, you would not be able to tell. The water around it sloops up and around like jello. And just kind of stays there and chunks off. You actually literally see chunks of the water fall off of the edge of the thing as it finishes piercing the waves. And there's a moment's pause, and then all three of you need to roll will saves.
all right.
Have a dice. There it is. I fail mine, which is understandable given the fact that I can see.
Well, I was going to
guys.
describe something you see that they don't, too, in a second. But I wanted to
Well,
will
I've got a
save.
15.
Guido?
Do I get the chaos die on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're dumb.
The chaos die on most things, yes.
By the way,
I
that
just-
makes me a total of an 8. That makes a difference. So the thing's going to turn and look at me, is what you're telling. Oh, shit.
37.
For
Okay.
reference, viewers, anytime my brother does that laugh, something bad's about ready to happen.
I'm not evil as a GM, I swear. I just want you to fail this roll.
No, he just greatly enjoys when we fail.
As any good GM would.
So that he can show off his story.
Snarg,
Say it.
you need to get out of here right now. I don't care how you do it, but every animal and visceral instinct in you says, go.
All right, so he turns around and starts sprinting, just whirling the blanket away, sprinting down towards the control room just to get out of here as fast as possible.
Guido, you are, of course, fine. And you're kind of weirded out by that. Abilene, so while you're looking down there, you see something, you see a puddle of water that is on the trash, decrepit ship. And it slowly starts morphing up into a humanoid form. And then you see what looks like a completely ordinary, you're pretty sure it's an elf. You're looking at his back. He's got a fairly well-kept, nice-looking admiral's coat on. Complete with shoulder tassels. No hat. And no hair. But he otherwise looks like he's in full dress uniform. And he's standing there somewhat imperiously. One arm, his left arm is over his chest, his right arm is hanging at his side. And he's looking away from you, because he's looking in the direction of the sailing vessel, right? He seems to be, he gestures with his free hand for a bit, and he probably is saying something, and you start to see pieces of the ship, the people, kind of start ripping themselves out of it, and just kind of flinging themselves into the water towards the sailing vessel. You may feel free to give some kind of reaction before the next thing happens.
I am shrinking back into my magma golem.
And then, and I know you predicted this, but whatever, it just kind of he tilts his head for a moment, and then he slowly turns and looks right at you. Now, he has no face. There's just a completely smooth sphere here. However, because you can see in such detail, you can see him talking, and what it looks like is ripples of water along his skin, emanating from the center of where his nose should be. And then he reaches up with one hand and just points right at you.
And I'm going to turn around and clamber into my magma golem and say, "Let's go downstairs now!"
And then the magma golem, of course, unknowingly obeys. Slowly.
Quick! I want to go down. I want to go down the lava tube. Put me back inside. Put me back inside now. I want to be back inside. Put me inside.
Stop.
Has it sucked me up?
Yes, you're in the air bubble. So Guido. I don't know.
I couldn't see any of that.
Yeah, I don't know what these guys' problem is. Really, they're just being weird.
Weird for weird's sake.
Oh. So,
Snarg moves really quickly. At what point are we going to go up?
In a minute or two. It does take a while, even at full tilt, to get all the way through the whole fortress and all the way down to the very bottom, which is where the control panel is.
Can I operate the control panel?
No.
Why?
Because you can't do psionic.
Why? I have that thing. I'm going to try to use the thing.
You just start poking it at the control panel like,
No.
Come on! Why isn't it working? Because you will get there before Snarg does.
as Abilene is starting to panic and go back inside...
She's not starting to anything.
Can I talk, please?
Sorry.
Thank you. As Abilene is panicking and going back inside the golem, can I ask for her binoculars?
Sure.
Okay.
That's up to her if she gives them.
So,
I rolled a 6. Can you beat a 6?
I'm pretty sure you're so panicked if you're rolling a 6 that you don't even hear me.
Okay.
Okay. So, never mind.
You could try to snag it off her head real quick. That'd just be a quick
try.
dex
As I'm
roll.
trying to burrow my way into the magma column.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's just a straight dex.
Yeah, straight dex.
Okay. So 23.
I'll say you can go ahead and snag it off her. Because she's
Okay.
probably doing the backwards pedal thing, so her face is exposed and you can just shunk quickly before... I doubt Abilene even noticed.
Nope.
Okay.
Although it's going to be really funny watching you try to put my Hawkeye glasses. which
Well,
is
he
over
can,
my
put it over
tiny
one
white
eye.
face.
He can put it over one eye. Just like, Like a...
It's like a monocle.
Yeah, there you go. Monocle, that's even better.
So, when I get a chance, I'm going to start, getting a closer look at the ship and whatnot.
So you see a gentleman. Okay, so hang on. It would amuse me if you looked at the sailing vessel first.
Well, I'd have to get my bearings, and I'd be panning across, finding it. So that makes sense.
Okay, so it's there's the sailing vessel. Everyone on board has stopped running around and being afraid and everything like that. They're just slowly, calmly walking towards the water's edge right now, being guided by people who I've already described. But there's no resistance. They're not like footing up. They're just calmly, like a stroll, wandering over to the edge, and then they just kind of walk into the water. You can try to, because your view's a little limited. So do you want to focus in on the people who are guiding them, or the people as they're being guided, or do you want to try to shift over to the barge?
I'm going to shift over to the barge.
Okay, so you then see the nature of the thing.
Yep.
And you also see the elven individual, full dress uniform that I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
He is not looking directly at you at this point, but he is clearly looking at the Citadel. Like basically, if that's you right there, he's looking like this right now. I guess it actually would be kind of like this now that I think about it. But whatever, you get the idea.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can see the lack of face and regal bearing.
Okay. And I'm still not horrified. I mean, I am, but I'm not.
I think I'll actually call for a second will save, because
Okay.
you're looking at him now.
So 26.
I'd say at a 26, you're not like mind-numbingly terror or anything like that, but this is probably getting to you a bit.
Okay. I'm limited because I have no magic or anything, so that could be a bad idea. I'm just gonna watch.
Okay. So, sorry, I was doing some math in my head, forgive me. So, what happens next is... This is going to be interesting in its own right. The junk... so you're watching, and the people from the sailing vessel are basically being... You see them being hauled up on board the barge by the workers and by the barge. Literally like a hand will pop out, shove it, help someone up, that kind of a thing, as they're crawling up this corpse pile and get on top of it. And all of them just kind of stand there and completely you can actually see their faces a lot more clear now. Completely blank face. There's nothing there. They're just... And there's a bit of a pause, and you see the Admiral, who is still looking in the direction of the Citadel, start giving a few orders. You could tell because of the way he's gesturing. He talks in the way I described earlier. There's just ripples along his skin, which probably makes your own skin crawl a little bit. And no additional roll, just... Because, yeah, it's supposed to look unpleasant. He talks about this, he gives his orders, and then the barge starts moving towards the Citadel. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't get very far, though. Like, I know you probably would take an immediate reaction, but within seconds of this thing heading towards you, it just kind of starts slowing down. And then the front end of it starts to fall off of it a little bit. And then it stops.
Sweet.
It stops dead. And you can actually see the Admiral, and he's just looking up at the Citadel. No expression, of course, but he's just tilting his head a little bit, like,
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
He's getting ready to piss it off, Magus.
No, I'm not. But I am going to text you something.
Okay.
Because if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget later.
Okay. Now, for our viewers at home, just a little bit of insight. One of the things that I've always believed is in the concept of optional bosses. This extends to D&D as well. I don't think D&D should be different from video games in that respect. So I often, when I'm building a setting, I usually build in things that are just stronger than everything else in it. They're super bosses, right? It's the common parlance. I usually call them optionals and super optionals. You're basically staring at effectively the super optional of this setting. I say effectively because the Grievers don't really count.
For reasons, then.
Well, there's a lot of them is the first reason. I can't count a whole species. Not really. It's the large quantity that's really creating the effect.
Not the point, though.
But no, I get it. I get it. That would be horrific. So he continues to look at you, and then you could tell he's just like considering. And there's a few more ripples on his face as he gives a few more orders. And then the barge kind of starts backing up a bit more. And for a moment, nothing happens. But then you see the pieces of the barge that had fallen off start crawling up from the water and reaching up and grabbing a hold of the ship where it should be, and basically reattaching themselves to the parts of the ship that they should be on.
Well, that's interesting. Said in character.
And at about that point, it will probably start submerging again. A nice, slow process. Oh! I apologize. I was so excited about finally being able to describe this guy. I forgot one other thing that both people who had the eyeglasses were able to determine. The water looks wrong. It looks more like gelatinous muck than water right now.
Everywhere, or...
The whole ocean. Everywhere you look.
Oh, Jesus.
And then Snarg reaches the controls.
He punches it.
What direction? Down? You got it!
East and up.
East and up. So Guido, you're just like, contemplating whatever, and then probably going a little fast because Snark's probably a little panicked right now. But fortunately, there's a pillar that catches you.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll. I mean, he's not gonna do it to Mach 10 or anything like that, but
You could.
the highest, safest speed we know of.
Okay.
With Guido on it.
So zoom, and you start heading
Initially,
east.
Mach 10.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, wait.
And
Oh,
he
wait,
thinks
wait,
about it
wait.
for like 5 seconds, and then he goes, "Galen, is Guido still up there?"
Yes.
Okay, good. Tell him to hold on.
So Guido, at this point, you're just like, And then you just hear Gillen's voice, I'm supposed to tell you to hold on.
Oh, Frill.
As you're plastered against the pillar.
Yeah.
That's 24 for strength check.
Ooh. You fail.
Okay. So I go sliding off or something?
Whoa!
Would you like to roll?
A few seconds later, so this is going to be time consensus. So, a couple of seconds later, Gerlin speaks in the control room. The
You didn't hold on well.
The Lugian has left the building.
He goes, oh.
Thank you very much.
So he shoots it to a stop.
Guido, you're plummeting. Now, it was going so fast that within a few seconds, you're like, and you could just, like, feel, like, you weren't even aware of it before, but you could suddenly feel the presence of magic again. It's faint. You're still in range of it, but it's there.
And you're still above the gelatinous water.
Yeah, you're still, but you're already starting going up a bit, so you got a ways to fall.
If I remember correctly, the portal does not take magic points. It's just because it's the desolate thing.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Okay.
Although yours is different.
But it would still work, is the pertinent point.
So I'm going to create a portal below me, so I
Okay.
fall into it.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
really
problem.
curious. Yes, you've got
'Cause
some
I-
options.
You can try to go back to the ship, because you know that occasionally actually sends you to the ship.
I'm gonna try and target the when we first landed on the Citadel, that open plane that was at the bottom of the tower.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll me a D6, no modifiers.
3.
That's okay. So you and you look down and you're about to smash into it, but you only fell like a few feet. So you're going to take a little damage here,
Okay.
not a lot. So you smash into it for 20 damage, but you are now on top of the Citadel. A few
That's
seconds.
just straight physical damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A few seconds later, Snarg, the Lugian has returned to the building.
Okay, great. Is he holding on? Actually, why don't you tell him to come down?
At which point Garland says, "You mean come up?"
I'm supposed to tell you to come on down? He's saying to quit.
I'm the next contestant. Oh, wait.
Well, I mean...
Okay. Yeah. I'll head down to the control room.
Okay.
All right.
So you enter the building, and once you're within the inertial dampening field, so you're fine then. So you're once again in control of a vessel without having to worry about leaving people behind.
So as soon as I know that he's in there, I'll punch it and keep on going. I'm not extremely worried about running into something at the moment.
Okay, so...
We hit an airship.
Well, no. This is going to get interesting in a bit. So we'll fast forward a little bit. Now that everyone's inside, how fast are you going?
Well, it depends on how fast that primal fear thing lasts.
So you're going to be afraid of that and still running off the shivers of that probably for the next week or so.
Okay. So it's probably going pretty fast. Not max speed, but still pretty fast.
Okay. And you're there.
Oh,
You are now hovering over Visayan Lascelles' central mountain chain. Or mountain, excuse me.
Wait, I thought we were not going to Visayan LaSalle.
we are now. We're not going over there for where we were at.
Okay.
Valid! So before Guido even gets all the way down to the control center, you're there, basically. It would actually probably take an hour or 3, but even at that speed. But still, you...
Yeah. This seems to be the best place to be right now. You know, not where the Jello water is.
But it's so loverly.
By the way, I still haven't come out of my magma golem.
Oh, God. So for the last couple hours, you've been in that... You've actually probably passed out, because
No. So, like, I had popped my head out of the golem's stomach to try to put the control things in to do it, and so I've just kind of been sitting there hiding inside my magma golem with, like, a circle opened up for my head to poke out.
Okay. Mistress, there is no need for fear. I will defend you. Beep boop.
So Snark throws in the park for the moment. He's like, he turns around to everyone and says, what in the world? I ain't never seen nothing like that before. This is where you disagree, Greedo.
Wait, I have seen something like that? No, I haven't.
Or, sorry, this is where you agree. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually your brother. Dun dun dun.
I met George years ago.
Yeah, we're all drinking buddies.
He taught me everything I know.
It explains so much.
I will hug him and squeeze him and name him George. Yeah, I've never even heard of anything like whatever that thing was. Interesting point of fact, it is affected by the anti-magic field of the Citadel.
Oh, that's actually a huge relief.
I'm never
still
getting
don't
off
wanna
this thing again.
I still don't want to go over water right now if you catch my drift.
I mean, if you want to go home...
Around this time, Z's teacup starts talking to her.
No.
I saw you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I said, Z's teacup starts talking to her. I saw your friends.
Yeah, if you want to go home, I can certainly arrange that. But I thought we were parking the Citadel somewhere else.
Well, I gotta admit, I kind of panicked back there, and this was the first place I thought of near this area where we had suggested, so I just shot over here. I figured it'd be better than flying it into Osteth territory.
I mean, I certainly approve. It should certainly be safer here than anywhere else.
It's also technically your idea. I mean, it's not even technically your idea. This was your idea.
It's true. I wasn't going to mention that, but...
Well, I suppose it might be pertinent now to take a little bit of a look around and see exactly what we've parked over, because I got no idea.
I'm not getting off.
Well, we could just at least look over the side, right? You're not afraid of heights, are you?
Has anybody seen my goggles?
Oh, you mean these?
Where'd you find them?
They blew off.
Yeah. I almost didn't catch him in time. Man, it's terrible. So are you guys going to make the long and arduous journey back up again?
Well, I don't know if we'd be going up. It'd be more like going down?
No, it'd be going up.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't have to go all the way up, but the control room is at the very freaking bottom.
Okay.
So the nearest uncompleted floor is going to be floor 2, which is 3 floors above you. So you have to go up 3 stories to get to the first part where you can just peek out a wall.
So, Garland, is there any quicker method of getting topside?
Sure, all you need to do is be able to telepathically command the Citadel, and you'll be good.
You can also ride the golems.
I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's quite unpleasant.
It's less unpleasant than the other thing. By the way, I am probably so freaked out by that thing that I'm now no longer claustrophobic.
Congrats, you're cured. You're welcome.
Say, Gerlin, you don't happen to have anything in your little mind running around there about what that thing in the water was, do you?
No. I've never heard of or seen or anything even remotely like that before.
Oh, good. I was halfway afraid you're going to say, oh, yeah, it's one of my failed experiments.
You mean his failed experiments?
That's what well, whatever. All right, so let's go up and see exactly what what place we've parked ourselves in.
Snarg, can you do anything through the command console other than pilot the ship?
I think I can run most of the functions here.
Anything you do is basically going to be another role because it's more difficult to do, other than piloting.
So, correction, I can try to do a lot of the command functions here.
Sorry, viewers. Hang on. I can't turn off the music real quick. It's not going to let me.
Mm-hmm.
PAX is asking for my help in WoW. So if you're hearing sudden Warcraft, that's why. It'll turn off in a second, I swear.
Our instance has popped.
Well, see if... Okay, here's a dumb question.
Okay.
Does this setting have anything like an elevator?
Yeah, magical elevators, of course, but yeah.
Okay. So... I'll ask Snarg. Is there any way you could, through your command console, try and have the ship create an elevator to the top of the ship, so we don't have to make that trek every time?
Maybe I can see. I mean, I think I saw something like that. I'll look at the interface with command console and see if anything like that is possible.
So start rolling.
All right, I will start rolling.
All right, now continue the rolling motion.
Sucked. So let me find one that's a little better. That's a D12. Let's not roll that. There we go. I haven't rolled this one in a while. Oh, good. That is a plus the Scion bonus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that totals to be a 23.
All right, you are absolutely certain you can't do that.
Well, I can 100% with absolute certainty say I can't do that.
Okay.
Not
any
because,
other, any other clever ideas to expedite that trip?
Well,
I'm still inside my magma golem with my pocket. My chin sitting out.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, GB, but about the only way to actually modify anything in here is to have some sort of Master Weaver come in and do it, right?
That's generally, yes. You would need an immense amount of weaving power and knowledge in order to be able to do anything at all with Aetherite, let alone on such a scale.
I think that may be our answer as to getting stuff like that, unless there's some sort of unknown ship function we just don't know about. I don't know of any way to create a new path.
Unfortunately, I don't actually know much about what the ship can do.
Oh. Well, that seems kind of weird, but okay.
Wasn't my purpose. My job was to make sure the right person got the right tools.
Oh, is this one of those things where, since that hasn't actually happened, technically you can't go away or something?
He thinks about that for a moment. No, I just don't think he never programmed in a shut-off sequence in me.
Oh, so he's one of those people who's like, thought of everything except the off button. Well, that's all right.
I suppose I could turn myself off if you want.
No, it's fine.
It's not work. Hang on. Nope, nothing.
Well, you haven't tried to like kill us or anything, which is more than we can say for a lot of people that we've met. So, as far as I considered, you're halfway, halfway to best friend already.
Sweet. I feel so loved already.
No. All right. I think we're going to have to make the trek.
Okay.
I will continue sitting in my magma golem while he
Fear not,
follows.
madam. I will protect you from everything, even yourself. Yeah.
So the next time they see me at headquarters, I'm going to be riding inside a magma golem.
Oh my god!
Sasha.
No, it's okay. It's a fire elemental. So you so for the sake of directing, when do you want to cut off tonight? Because we've been recording for 2 hours so far.
It's up to you guys.
I mean, I am still okay. So
I admit I am a little on the tired side. Today kind of wiped me a bit, but
I
What do you
have
think?
been up extremely late the last week and a half-ish worth of nights because I'm in finals. So
So we should probably call it pretty soon then.
okay.
I'm okay for a little while.
Let's go ahead and set up the next scene. How's that sound?
okay.
So we got a few more minutes, and you can do a few actions here, because I have no idea what you're going to do about this. So you head out, and you look out the door, and you're like, huh. And Snarg and Guido, you both see some very familiar things. Abilene, you see things, you have no idea what they are. So I'm just going to describe these as they are, rather than try to use flowery language. You see a lot of Tumrock airships swarming the Citadel. Hundreds of them.
Are they falling?
No.
Say, Guido, I'm starting to think this might have been not the best place to park the ship.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I really shouldn't use the terminology airships, because that's not 100% clear, and I just realized I'm on the wrong playlist for this.
They're helicopters.
Yeah, they're small. They're basically one-person little crafts.
They're
and,
doctors.
And there are lots of them. They also have what look like cannons trained on the Citadel. None of them are firing. They're just, like, swarming around it like a hurricane, or... Actually, hurricane's the wrong terminology. A tornado of vessels. Just... And, that's what you see at the moment when you peek your head out.
All right.
You said
Admittedly,
this was an uninhabited island.
admittedly, Guido the player was unaware that Tumrock had airships.
Yeah,
Wait,
the Tumrock...
Tumrock or
What?
what's the other one? Tusker.
Yes, those are both
No,
things.
which one?
These are Tumrock, without question.
They wouldn't have seen those airships then. They haven't encountered the Tumrock. Zerial has.
Actually, they have. On Aphis Lacelle, there was an assault of
okay.
Tumrock forces
I had
that
forgotten.
conquered Aphis Lacelle, and they narrowly escaped those units, for lack of a better terminology. So, and I'm pretty sure that was actually Snarg and I don't remember the other player. It wasn't Guido, I don't think. I can't remember.
I think that was back during the forum days anyway.
It was. But either way, the point being that that was shared information, so you guys would recognize these as clearly Tumrock craft.
You know, it would be really funny
Hmm.
if you know who was here.
Which one? There's so many.
The one who's negotiating with them.
Oh! That would be funny, yes. I'll agree with that sentence.
Right after her teacup talked at her.
Okay, so they're not landing yet, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, we have two options, in my opinion, Snarg. We can either run back down to the control room and rocket up, try and get out of range, or otherwise leave the area. Or we can try and be friendly.
And you guys haven't run back into Zerial yet, so you don't know that these guys are friendly.
No. Well, how about one becomes plan A, one becomes plan B? maybe try being friendly, and if they're not friendly, we'll
Okay, so
get out of here.
Okay, so I think to facilitate having a plan B, you need to head back to the control room now.
All right.
And we'll
you're
have
the only one that can fly the ship.
yeah, and it's going to take several minutes for you to get back down there. And
Unless you want your magma golem to take you.
No, that's all right.
It's perfectly safe.
Gerlin can pass messages between us as necessary. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan.
Yes.
I am
Well.
accepting of this.
Good luck with the negotiations.
In the interest of fairness, what Abilene should probably say right now is, anything except for the water.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright, so Snarg, you're going to barrel back down. I'm assuming you're barreling, like you're
Yes.
bucking it, right? Okay. Let's say it's going to take you about 3 to 4 minutes to make that happen.
Okay.
I'm actually going to require a dex roll, actually 2 dex rolls to really book it.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Guido, what's your plan? Because you're on point there. With
I believe you said, "What's my plan?"
Yeah, you're the diplomatizer here, I think.
Okay. So arms outstretched.
Okay.
I'm basically walking from the, I'm going to call it a portal, the doorway, whatever,
Yeah.
out to the edge of the ship so that I can basically get their attention.
Okay. Now, I may pause a bit here because the Tumarok are some of the most aliens I've ever designed, so it takes me a moment to get in their heads and mindset, so just be patient with me here.
Now, bear in mind, I'm going to help you tag team on this one because they have been working with Zariel, so Zariel would have taught them that this means I come in peace, basically, don't shoot me.
No, I
means-
get that, but that's not... How, okay, so I know... All right.
I taught them this means peace among worlds.
It does, I swear. Don't ever shoot anybody who does this gesture. It's very important.
Serve, man.
What? No. Okay. So you, Guido, you spot several of these craft, kind of break off from the main swarm, and just start very rapidly coming right up to you.
Okay.
You have a second to respond if you'd like to before they actually reach you.
I'm going to try and hold my ground, still continuing the same, I'll say peaceful pose.
Okay. This is going to sound like a weird question, but how high in the air are you guys right now?
I figured we were maybe 100, 200 feet off the top of the mountain.
So you're a decent ways up there. I mean, this is a peak mountain here.
Yeah, but not horrendously.
No.
Snark didn't want to blow through the top of the mountain when he went through it, and he was going really fast.
Are you sure, Snarg? Is that really what you wanted?
I don't know. I may have plowed through the mountain for intimidation.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't.
Right. I just realized something.
What?
Someone's here.
I can't decide if that's awesome or horrifying. Okay.
Both.
So these things come forward. They appear to be weirdly humanoid in overall shape, bipedal kind of a thing, but very, very roughly, like only in the most technical sense of the word. And you're not even sure how they're hovering or flying. They have very precise movement in the air. In D&D terms, they have perfect flying. So these things just kind of hover straight up to you. And then there's two of them. And they basically kind of come up to flank you. And they extend their arms in between them. And their legs in between them, so that if you wish to, you could...
Jump.
Yeah, you could be supported.
Let Snarg know I'm initiating contact.
Am I going to?
That's a good question. You're small enough that they don't even need to support you in the strictest sense.
But you need to leave the
on a
golem.
magma golem.
That is true. Although these things could carry a magma golem, that wouldn't be an issue.
If she's coming with, I would... Well, okay. What I would do is make that same statement to Gerlin. Turn around and basically offer my hand to Abilene.
Okay.
Did you want to come with?
I'm now attached to your head.
Just
With Sasha every step. No, I'm attached to the back of your head.
oh god,
That was
that's
me
even better.
clambering around.
That's
But every time you walk, like I'm curled up in such a tight ball around your head that every time you walk, the butt of Sasha hits your shoulder, like right where Justite is. Kung.
Sasha, meet Justite. Justite, this is Sasha. So you...
Is Gerlin able to...
Garland's little. It's the little like thingy. So we just carry the little thing with us.
Yeah, you got the little thing, so you can take him with you.
Okay, and he's not restricted to a radius to that, as far as like between that and the ship.
There is a maximum radius at which he won't be able to communicate with the ship anymore, if that's what you're asking.
That is what I'm asking. I'm assuming we would have asked that question at some point.
Yes. In truth, he doesn't know what that radius is.
Okay.
But he's not worried about it.
Yeah, he's not super worried about it at the moment. It also
Okay.
hasn't really come up yet, but there is a maximum radius. And I'll just tell you out of character to smooth things along, it's a pretty big radius.
Okay. So like I said, telling Gerlin to tell Snarg, I'm initiating contact. Abilene's coming with me. We will be
Back soon.
off ship. And I'm saying it just like that. And I'll climb up onto the offered limbs.
So, Snarg.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens for the rest of this session for you, because you're just hanging out in the control room.
Okay.
You're cool. You sneeze.
Chew.
Guido! Abilene!
The good news is that Coulson and Zeiss already got them used to people that can't communicate the right way.
So, viewers at home, and players currently present, I don't know if you remember this, but the Lascelles are artificial. They are magical constructs.
Yes.
Oh, Frel.
So... Now, you've already been hovering over here for several minutes, so the worst of the damage has already been done. I was actually debating, but I don't think any of the players currently present actually know that. Nope. I don't think you guys do. So that's why I never called for an intro about that, because I'm like, I don't think they're even aware of that fact. Like, at best you might know that they were crafted, but that's it. So, in addition to the islands themselves, there's also a whole lot of psionic equipment inside that mountain you're currently hovering over, which is also magical in nature. And so our viewers at home, I know you can't see this because the way I have the camera cropped, but Third just changed his name in the chat thing to Time to Reroll.
No, he'll be fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You don't even know anything's happening. You're just like, okay, disaster averted.
Everything's cool.
You
No
break
news
out
is good
some
news.
ration. You get some beef jerky. Rest of you guys. So you're out on these. You're supported by these two guys as they're flying along, and you look down, and the ground looks wrong. And you're just looking at it weird, and it takes you a moment to realize what you're looking at is what would normally be classified as a mudslide, except it's just shattering into, like, ash or something.
I'm going to yell at Gerlin Bot.
Take it up! Take it up!
Tell Snarg to ascend out
Rapidly.
of the out of range of the magical field.
So, Snarg, you're munching on your beef jerky, and you hear, I'm supposed to tell you to ascend out of a something field? Out of a magic field?
Quickly!
All right. Like,
So it continues to ascend. Right about this point, a chunk of the mountain actually detonates from the equipment inside, having already gone completely haywire. And so you see just Michael Bay style, and just house-sized chunks of boulder and rock are being tossed down the rolling hill, the rolling hills at the base of the mountain.
I just heard a thump outside. Ask them if they just landed.
No, I don't think they've landed. Hang on, I'm looking around. No, there's a pretty show going on right now, though.
Oh, like an entertainment show.
Yeah, I think they're trying to welcome their visitors or something. And
Oh, it sounds like it's going well.
it looks
good.
like it looks like the island is sinking.
Wait, run that by me again.
The island that we're over, it looks like it's sinking. Yep.
What is it?
It's definitely sinking. That's not water. I mean, I don't think that's water.
All right, GB, I want you to tell me exactly what you're seeing, not what you think you're seeing. Exactly what you're seeing.
At exactly this point in time, there is a piece of particulate matter at this particular spot that is moving in a direction of 35 degrees Celsius, 35 degrees by 85 degrees.
All right, you're not helpful. Stop.
The 76th longitude and latitude.
Dude, tell me this. If you look at Guido and you look at Abilene, are their faces like this? Or are they like this?
That second one.
Tell them to get back on.
So, shifting back to you guys, the island is literally completely disintegrating and still detonating. You actually watch whole towns and cities get submerged. Now, the good news is there's nobody in them, except for a few machines, which actually have the capacity to take off and therefore do so. You do see a few, like, what are basically aerial transports start picking up people en masse very quickly. And by people, I mean machines. In order to get them off the island. So they're mass evacuated, but there's no people. You see empty towns just disintegrate into, like, a mush that then slushes into the ocean. Which is gelatin, as I've already described, and just kind of slowly absorbs.
Wait, the ocean is gelatin here?
Yeah.
Shit. Guido! I want to get back on the ship!
Right about this point in time, Gerlin Bot says, I'm supposed to tell you... Oh, no. Actually, what actually happens is he turns and he looks you, like, right in your face. It's like he's examining your expressions, like... And then he pauses as he's telling Snarg, and he says, I'm supposed to tell you to get back on?
Yes! Guido, your ears are probably ringing because I am literally banging on your
Banging
helmet.
on the helmet, yeah.
I want back on the ship! I want back on the ship!
I don't think that's a wise choice.
I also...
at this,
Sorry.
I don't think that's a wise decision at this immediate juncture.
We
I-
just broke one of the nacelles.
We've broken everything else in this game.
I was just saying,
Why
you guys
not?
just keep breaking my stuff. Why do you keep walking around my setting and breaking my stuff?
This is why we can't
really
have
fragile.
nice things.
So
You gave us an aetherite ship.
I'm not sure. It wasn't intended for you. I'm not sure how exactly you're going to try and convey anything to the Tumarok that are carrying you. But as they're carrying you, the initial arc was like this. It pretty quickly goes like this instead, and maintains altitude, and starts going off with the majority of the hive. A lot of that swarming ships have gone down and picked up people, and again, by people I mean machines and tanks and whatnot, similar to you, as they're all evacuating the island en masse. It's very organized. It's actually almost hypnotic how mathematically precise it is. Just
So I'm gonna be like, whack, 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 whack. Carolyn! Carolyn! As I'm still hitting Guido's helmet for some reason. Tell Sarn to follow us!
No! Dear God, no!
Well, now I don't know what to do. Who should I listen to? Wait, I know what I'll do. And so a little
back on that ship!
little holographic coin appears. Whoop! Oh shoot!
Little holographic coin falls into the abyss.
Into the abyss. No! Oh, it's okay. I got another one. Okay. He says, Mr. Lugian, call it.
Tails.
Okay, so apparently I'll be listening to the Lugian. So do not tell him to follow. So, Snark, you hear, it landed tails, so I'm not supposed to tell you to do anything.
No, it landed tails, so I'm not supposed to tell you to follow us.
Yes, that. There we go.
You're real confusing.
You telling me? I have no idea what's going on at this point. Everyone's
Help.
enjoying the show. Let me describe the show
actually
some more. So they're taking everything off, or everyone off the island. It looks like a whole bunch of them, hundreds, thousands, possibly even more than that. I'm not sure why. Have you ever seen like chocolate, like melted chocolate?
Yes.
Because that's what the mountain looks like right now, like chocolate that's melting. It's fascinating looking.
It's a mudslide. That's what a mudslide looks like.
Mudslide. No.
Hang on a second. You know what chocolate is, but you don't know how the ship works?
I wasn't supposed to know what this ship works. Also, the only reason I know what chocolate is because I've been in your head.
Do that? That's rude.
Quick, what are you thinking right now in character?
He's thinking about how he's thinking about how he's been in other people's heads and how this is a little bit weird, but he's going to say it anyway.
It's like, it's okay. I know you've been in other people's heads too. It's okay. It's okay. We've all been there. We all know what it's like. Well, no, we don't, do we? Because you just told me in your head that you don't. Really? Only a few? What are the rest of them like? Oh, I said, and he just starts having a conversation with your thoughts for a bit, without you even opening your mouth.
It's just a bunch of what is he talking about?
The island is gone. It completely submerges underneath the gelatin ocean. Oh, this is a good time to point out that now that you're basically hovering over the ocean, which you are. Oh, by the way, you're hovering over the ocean, Abilene.
I'm not okay with this! Banging our Guido's head harder.
Poor
Guido!
As you are hovering over it, for the first time, this smell really starts to hit you, because before you had like this giant buffer zone of the Citadel. The ocean just smells rotten, like decaying fish bits. To be continued?
I think that's a good place.
Just to say, I think that's a good cutoff point. So,
Sure.